Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be making our little footstool, and I've just used a piece of lightweight cardboard and some little foam that came in something I purchased. Okay, so I've already cut the circles and I've glued two pieces of the foam together for the top, and this is the type of foam I was using. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be attaching some vintage sari silk to the foam to make our little cushion. So I decided to use Gorilla Wood glue because I thought maybe it would be a heavier, thicker glue and hold this fabric a little bit better. But I will find out that the gold threads in this make it kind of hard to turn. And I'm just trying to decide which side is the front side, which side's the back side, and it's very finely woven and it's very hard to tell the front from the back. Now I've gone around the edge of the circle and I've made little clips in it that are little triangle shapes because I'm going around the outside edge and I want it to turn under nicely. I do have a video on here that is for doing miniature upholstery and showing you how to get a really nice edge on your pieces that you're covering with fabric, such as cushions and tops of little footstools like this. And I'm also discovering that the sari silk does not want to stick in the glue either. I should have probably let the glue sit just a little bit and become a little more tacky before even trying to get it on there. And you'll see me peeling it up here because it's not turning right, and what I needed to do was put glue on the pieces next to it. And I'm off camera a little bit, but I'm trying to get that first bit started, because once you get that, it seems like the rest of it goes a lot easier. And I'm holding it because it just does not want glue. It's the metallic fibers and then it's like a silk crepe that it's on, and crepe is one of those fabrics that kind of has its own thing. I've never liked working with crepe, and obviously silk crepe is no different. It's very, very thin, but it's also stiff at the same time, and yeah, I'm fighting it, but I will eventually get it. I do like the wood glue for this, and I did it with the little pillows I made. I'm not going to show you that part of this video though, because although I made them and they turned out very nice, I put them on the couch, and with where I did the overstuffed upholstery look and with the bolsters, they do not fit on there. By the time you get even small pillows on there, most of the seat of your couch is gone. So yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. So at least I have some little pillows that I can use on another project. And I did them the same. I did them with the glue, which I thought worked out really well. I've never done the glue before. I'm getting around. It just keeps coming loose in certain spots, and yeah. It's being a little buggered. So I just keep pushing it down, trying to get it to stick. I've got plenty of glue on there, but it's still just, it's just a very hard fabric. So if you're going to work with anything that has metallic threads in it, I would definitely say let your glue get a little bit tacky before you even start to put it down, or possibly use a regular fabric glue, one that's quick to grab. And I'm still putting glue on because it just doesn't want to turn. So I'm just pushing it down, and then I turned it over so that I can push under and make sure that my edges are all getting nice. I don't want any little lumps and bumps. And it's starting to get a little more tacky, so it's starting to stick a little bit better. But this is the last area I did, and yeah, it's just giving me fits. Sometimes I think if anything ever went smoothly, I would be very, very worried. Seems to be my luck. And again, I'm just kind of pushing everything around, making sure. Now I'm fitting it onto the base to see how that looks. And honestly, I wish I would have gotten the medium size instead of the small, because this just looks so tiny. So now I'm just getting a little more of the glue, and I'm ready to attach this little top part to the base. Pushing it down one more time, making sure everything's gonna stick. And now I'm just gonna spread the glue around the inside. I cut the little circle so it would just fit inside. There's a little bitty lip on this, and it'll just fit inside that little lip. And I'm putting on quite a bit of glue because I want this to stick. So I'm just kind of going around. Now I'm just wiping off the top of the little lip so that I don't have glue up there. There, I'm pretty pleased with how that looks. And now I'm just going to pop that little top on there. Starting kind of over at one edge and just laying it down in there, making sure that it's all tucked down in that lip. And then I'm just going to take clean end of the toothpick, and I'm going to be cleaning off just a little bit of glue that came out when I glued that part on. Poking it down, making sure it's in the glue, and everything is going to hold nice and tight. And I think it turned out pretty cute. Okay, so on to experimenting. Now I want to make a bunny cage for Grandma, for her little rabbit, and I'm trying to find some materials that will work for that. Something that will look like chicken wire and something that will look like what I call rabbit wire. So I found some deco mesh, and I know you can't see this really well, but it had the metallic threads. I had to pick them out. This is a fabric. It's kind of like, I don't know, I've seen them use bags like that at the beaches when I watch things. And then I have just plain nylon netting, and this is the type that has the hexagons in it, which I think is going to give me the best look for chicken wire. It's about the right size too. So I'm just going to pin this down to this piece of styrofoam. And the reason I picked the deco mesh is because it has a grid pattern. And if you know what I mean, I call it rabbit wire. I've seen it in stores called rabbit wire. And what it is the type of wire that has the little squares in it. We used to use it in the bottom of our rabbit cages. My children had rabbits when they were little. And so I want something to simulate that, and as I said, I want chicken wire for the sides of the bunny's pen. So I'm just going to pin all this down. I know this is super hard to see, especially the netting, even though it's black. And it's also very hard to pin down on a surface. I really honestly think that's going to give me the best look for chicken wire. So I'm hoping so when I get it painted. been hot here, and it's going to get hotter. It's like we went from the 50s to the 70s, and now we're in the 80s and 90s. So it just got hot within a couple of days, and oh my gosh, my sinuses are so bad. Yesterday I was so sick I slept most of the day. Today it's a lot better, and it better be because tomorrow's graduation. So I'm using some paint, and this paint is really old, really thick, really gloppy, and so I decided I'd just use it on our little experiment here. So first I'm putting it on the deco mesh, and I know it's very hard for you to see. I thought if I zoomed in any closer that the camera probably wouldn't even pick this up because it's on a white background, and it doesn't seem to like white backgrounds. Unless of course there's something dark on top of it. So I'm just painting it, and I'm just trying to make sure that I get it all covered and that I go different directions to get the sides of it. And if you were doing this, you would have to paint both sides. If you hear any noises, there's just cars driving around and people are mowing their lawns and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going, like I said, going a couple different directions there on that. Just making sure that I get the edges of it. And now I'm going to start on that material. I watch mudlarking videos, and I've seen them have bags that they take to the beach with them that look similar to this. I'm not sure what its actual purpose is. And if anybody's looking at my arm with a nice bruise on it, it's a long story. It happened at work. I got it pinched between a person and the edge of a table. I was trying to help someone up who was not having a very good day, and to get them into their wheelchair, and they decided to lean over on my arm, which got pinched between them and the table. But it's healing up. It's almost gone. Anyway, I'm starting on the netting now, and like I said, I'm sure this is very hard for you to see, and I will show it to you when I'm done, but again, I have a feeling it's going to be pretty hard to see. From what I'm seeing while I'm painting this, this is definitely going to be my choice for the miniature chicken wire. And you know, if you use this for miniature chicken wire, you could do farmhouse look with a lot of stuff, you know, maybe make the little signs with the chicken wire in the back, that kind of stuff. So I'm just, again, trying to go different directions to get the paint on the sides. And I'm going to let that dry, and I'll be back. Okay, so I have it done, and it's going to be really hard for you to see. That's the chicken wire, or no, I can't even tell. That's the chicken wire that I thought would be good with using the nylon netting, and it worked out really well. Honestly, guys, though, I'm thinking if you just bought spray paint, it would be so much easier to do, and I think it would stiffen the fabric even more. This is that piece of fabric, and it doesn't look like chicken wire. I think it looked better before I painted it, to be honest. So I'm not too thrilled with that one. And then this is the deco mesh. Again, probably hard to see, but it does have those little squares in it that I was looking for rabbit wire. So maybe that one will work. But yeah, I definitely would just get some silver spray paint before I did this again. Alright, so here's the last one, and I found this while I was cleaning my craft room. It is called gallery glass, and what it is supposed to simulate the leading in like stained or leaded glass windows. And so I just made a few designs here. I watched Ara do this on Bentley House Minis, and the stuff she used was a little different. My only problem with this, it comes out black. I don't know if it will dry to a more lead color, but I really don't want it black, so I suppose you'd have to paint it or something. So I'm just experimenting. I have never even tried this. It comes out really nice and has a really, really fine tip. But as you can see, I've already got blobs. What you would have to do when using this is apply an even pressure and continue all the way around whatever design you're doing, or be really good at matching it up. It's really neat though, because it does give the dimension, and like I said, I don't know what color it dries. I'm hoping it dries more of a grayish color so it looks more like an actual lead. In this instance right now it looks like wrought iron to me, and I suppose if it stayed black you could use it for that. The only thing is, I think it'll just be getting the pressure down so that everything stays, my lines stay consistent. And if you lift the bottle even a little bit, you will end up with a blank spot. It's a very good consistency to work with. I really like it for that. And I think I bought this at Michael's. Now I bought it a few years ago and lost it when my craft room was such a mess, and I did find it again. The price on this bottle is $2.79, and or no, $2.49. So it's really not that expensive, and just judging by how this is going on, I think it's a little bit of it'll go a long ways. So it'll probably last for quite a while. Anyway, I've got it on there now, and I'm not liking how I got it all blobby, but not too bad for a first attempt. I would have to practice a lot more before I ever use it on windows. I bought it because I want the windows in my Beacon Hill dollhouse to be leaded glass. So now I'm just taking a toothpick and seeing if maybe I can straighten these lines out a little bit. And it does pick up the excess. Just gotta take your time and have a very steady hand. You can though scrape the excess off, which is good, so you can clean up those bad lines. And of course I'm getting my hand in the straight line I did. And I don't know why I picked these, just to see if, you know, like with the plus sign, if it could cross itself, if that would make a difference. Doesn't seem to. My line on that one's a little thick. So I'm just cleaning it up a bit, and it is picking up the excess, and that's good. If you hear anything, my stomach's kind of growling. I didn't eat yesterday, and I ate today, and now my tummy's kind of protesting. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, I'm just cleaning up the spots, and I don't know if this has any odor because I can't smell anything. My sinuses are so stuffed and so bad. I was a little bit, you'll see me look in the bottle, and I was trying to see what was in it, but there really wasn't much of a listing. And if there was, well, the label's a little hard to read because it's very small on the back. So anyway, I'm not going to wait for this to dry and then come back to this video, but overall I really like it. And yeah, there's where I'm reading the label, but the label is very, very tiny and I really couldn't read it very well. But yeah, I think that once I get it figured out and really work with it, and get it so that I'm putting a firm, even pressure on it all the while I'm doing whatever little bit I'm doing, I think I'm really going to like this. It's not overly dimensional, but it's not flat either. So hopefully it's going to come out really good. And I'll be able to do my windows with it. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I will see you next week.